So what we're going to do, I'm going to do this one in blue and this one in orange. So with the x factor, which I think is what we use, we end up with -4 at the top and 3 at the bottom, right? So it's a times c at the top and then b at the bottom. So what multiplies to -4 that adds to 3 is 4 and -1. Now, if that a value was 1, then we would just plug it into the factors, right? Which I think is what you do. And so for it to be factored with an a value other than 1, we have to do this additional step. I'm going to take these two factors and plug it in to the middle value. We can do this because we're not changing the value of the equation, we're simply expanding it. And we expand it so that we can factor by grouping. If you have a polynomial with 4 terms, in order to factor, you have to factor by grouping. Okay, so then I pull out the GCF, I get 2x, and I'm left with x plus 2. And then the GCF of the last two is -1, and we're left with x plus 2. Okay, so then from here, I'm going to pull out the common factor. I'm going to factor that out. We get x plus 2 times 2x minus 1. So that's going to go in our numerator. Grab that real quick. So we have x plus 2 and 2x minus 1. And then for that bottom one, again, a times c at the top, so we get -24, and then b at the bottom. And we're trying to find two numbers that multiply to -24, but add a positive 2. So that's going to be 6 and -4. Okay, same thing. Substitute in for that middle value. So we get 3x squared plus 6x minus 4x minus 8. And we're not changing the value because 6x minus 4x gives us 2x. Okay, so then we factor by grouping. The GCF of the first two terms is 3x, and we're left with x plus 2, and then -4, leaving us with x plus 2. And yes, if it's factorable, if this polynomial is factorable, then these two will be the same, so we can factor that out, and we're left with 3x minus 4. So in the denominator, we get x plus 2 and 3x minus 4. Okay, now real quick, because sometimes this does get confusing, this part right here. Think of it as if I had, 3xy minus 4y. How do we factor that? Well, we factor out the y, and we have 3x minus 4. Okay, well let's step it up a notch, because now we're in algebra 2 trig, right? Things get a little bit more challenging. So let's say I had 3x times x plus 2 minus 4 times x plus 2. X plus 2 is my y. Just because it's a binomial doesn't mean that the rules don't apply. So I get x plus 2 times 3x minus 4, and you can look at the y's as being the same. So hopefully that helped. Let me know, okay?